tips that you need to know in order to be able to write the perfect food menu. Number one, menu costing. So many people seem to think that this is such an easy thing to do. They seem to overlook it. They don't prioritize it as an important thing. I've worked in hospitality for 20 plus years now. I've owned multiple restaurants, I've owned a catering company, and I've worked in and out of many different establishments around the whole country of England. And you'll be surprised, as I was, of how many people spend seconds pricing the menu out rather than hours. The easiest way to price a menu out in this video, to explain it to you, is you need to cost all your ingredients out. You need to contact your suppliers. You need to sit down with them, go through the cost portfolio of what you're buying from them, add it all up based on what you're using in each dish, and times it by 4. That's right, 4. So what it costs you, times it by 4, and that's what you put the price at on your menu. Now, there are a lot more detailed ways of doing this in my course, in the formulated automated spreadsheet that I use for myself, that I've given to all my chefs, that I have always used for years, that works every single time to complete accuracy. But if you want to do it quickly, just cost your ingredients out, times it by 4, and that gives you a good enough margin to make it work and be profitable. The second key step is understanding your allergens and your food tolerances. Some people call it dietary requirements, but I like to be more specific, because do you know what the difference is between an allergen and an intolerance? Because you need to, because you are going to serve food to the general public. Allergens are something that the body reacts to, both externally, internally, or both. It can come on extreme, it can come on mild, it can come on instantly, it can come on days later after consuming or have presence of the allergen. An intolerance is when your internal and your digestive system is affected through what you've consumed. So the allergens can be caused by different elements, different physical things, nuts or flour, or gluten-free, for instance. But it's actually the internal system, the dietary mechanisms of our body that's affected, that makes you feel poorly. So that it's a difference between allergens and intolerances. But you have to know this. You have to research it. You have to have documentation all printed off. You have to be ready to provide this to your customer so that they trust you, so that you are ready, because you can get quite a serious lawsuit if you are found guilty of saying on a menu that you are allergen free, and then someone gets an allergic reaction in your restaurant. You can be in a lot of trouble. Now, again, in our course, we go through this in a lot more detail, but just for this video, a quick way of doing it is to call your local environmental health officer up, which they would have called you already anyway, and they will go through all the steps needed for you as a restaurant owner and you as a chef to make sure that you, your restaurant, your business is safe, your staff are safe, but more importantly, your customers are looked after. They're not going to get, an allergic reaction or an intolerance because of the structure, your food storage or your food, production methods are incorrect. So call your local environmental health officer up, which you can contact via your local council, and they will talk to you over the phone. They will email all you your information that you need to learn the up-to-date, ever-changing, rapidly evolving law and the general public's need for this information. It's very, very important that you do this steps, probably the most important of all of them, because it's the one that causes people harm and it can ruin your business. The third is menu design and structure. Now, this is the part that makes all the elements tie it all together, makes it look pretty, makes it readable, so that people can enjoy reading it. And it's the thing that's going to entice them to actually come to your restaurant. So it's another thing to think about. And we do this in our course as well when you enroll. But just for the sake of this video, a quick tip is keep it simple. I would do between a 5 and a 10 piece menu. So between 5 or 10 starters, between 5 or 10 mains, and the same for desserts. The more items you have on a menu, the harder work it is for your kitchen staff. Why? Because there's more prep to do. There's more prep to look after. There's more, when checks come on, orders come on during service, there's more things you have to remember. There's more things you have to search for in a rush because you're busy. And the less time that your chefs have to cook the food, to present the food nicely, to look after the food, because the more items that's on your menu, the more work's involved in the preparation, the storage, and the cooking. The less my items on the menu, the more time the chefs have to make the dishes look pretty and taste amazing and be stored perfectly well to make sure the allergens are not a problem. The fourth key thing here is food trends and innovation. Now this is where research comes into play. Market research. The easiest way to do this is to call up your competitors, your local restaurants or village pubs or bars or wherever you are located, and pretend to be a customer. Ask them what's going on, what's on their menu, get their advice or their feelings for the trends in the market, the customer behavior at this time of the year or whatever time you're watching this video. I don't know, but reach out to people in the industry and ask them, and you can get onto people's websites, download the menus and stuff, get a good benchmark understanding of what other people are offering. It will give you a benchmark of a place to start from in order to do some market research. But there are some great software available that helps you do this in detail, much detail. But just for the sake of the video, just a free tip, one of the free tips that I'm giving away here is call up your local restaurants, your competition. Don't be scared of competition, because they have the answers in a lot of places, because they are already in business in the same sector you're in. So what you're dealing with, they're also dealing with. So, and they probably do it to you as well. Pretend to be a customer. Oh, can I book a table for Saturday night for 6 people, blah, 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 blah. Oh, by the way, what gluten-free options are you doing? So call up your local competitors and get your friends, your family and yourself on your days off to just drive by them, visit them, have a pint in your local pub and just see what's going on. Now, the next one is customer psychology and marketing. So we need to start to understand the psychology behind your customer, your demographic, because we need to understand what they're thinking, how they're behaving, what the habits of them are pre-COVID, because it's changed a lot of stuff in hospitality. As I say, I've been working in hospitality for over 20 years now, and I've noticed the big change of, just to give you an example, times that people go out, how long they go out for, what days are the busiest now aren't the same as they used to be pre-COVID. I'm not saying that's the same for every single place, every single place in the world, but from my experience and from my traveling around on a personal note and a business note, I've noticed a big change. So I recommend, and what I'm saying is one of the key steps here is to start doing some research into customer psychology, behavior. And again, going back to the other step, the best way to do this, or the quickest, freest way to do this, is to just ask people, oh, what did you do last Saturday night? What did you do last Friday night? Did you go out for dinner? When's the last time you went out for dinner? And where did you go? What was it like? Ask your friends, ask your family, ask your people at work, ask the people that work with you. It's the best source of information. But for anything else that wants to go in more detail, enroll in our course, because that's what we're here for. You're going to inherit a lot of years' experience from this course, from me and my team. But moving on from this, the next stage is basically menu feedback and continuous improvement. Now, once you wrote this perfect menu, that's the start in a way, because you've got to keep on top of trends, on top of the market evolving, people changing, people, because your demographic, your customers, they physically come to your premises to enjoy your produce, but people move, they move house, they you know, it just changes, you know, with every different person that comes in your restaurant. You bring in a different personality, a different need, a different desire, a different pain point, blah, blah, blah. You've got to constantly monitor your menu, what's on it, what people are wanting, expecting, not wanting. And this comes down to customer interaction, training your staff. The best way, again, is to ask the customer. Train your staff to openly welcome customer feedback, whether it's good or bad, and get them to subscribe to an online newsletter. You can set up an email campaign with any database that you have of emails, asking people to fill out a questionnaire about what they want and what they expect from the local menu, local restaurant like yours. So ask the local community, the local demographic, and your current and future customers exactly what do they want. Once you've done all this, these steps, you're on the way to writing a perfect food menu. But before you launch it, you've got to do a final project review, just to make sure that your design and your pricing and the items you've chosen, the suppliers you've chosen, you need to check that the people in the kitchen can actually cook it. You can just give it a once over. And you can even do a taster sample menu for, let's say, a few of your lucky staff, or a family gathering, 4 to 6 people. You can get your chefs to cook it for you and your family, or however you want to do it. But it's a great way to do a final project review, is just have a little taster of this menu, both looking at it and then eating it, trying it, tasting it, smelling it, feeling it, before you send it out to the customer. Don't let the customer experience the bad things. You experience it first with your taster session, amend it, and then go live, public it, launch it. Boom, you've got a winning menu there. And remember, even though you do all these steps, and I'm sure you do them perfectly well, it's an ever evolving, changing system. Writing a menu is complicated, and it will never be the final amendment either, because it will just constantly change. Trust me, I've been doing it for over 20 years. Now, I hope this video has been helpful with the 8 basic steps of writing a perfect food menu. But if you want to enroll a bit more deeper into our course here at Dietary, then that's what we're here for. But there's plenty more videos on this YouTube channel. It's all free. So just, if you've liked this video, have a look at other ones, and there's going to be many more coming on a weekly basis. So enjoy, learn, and just messages, comment in there, comment below any of the videos, and we'll read them and we'll amend, get back to you, whatever's needed. So I hope this has been useful, and good luck with your menu writing, and please have a look at all the other videos. Cheers. Bye bye.